Gemini, to your December 12th through the 17th reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. The 12th through the 17th, we do have Mars in retrograde. If you guys didn't watch that reading, you can find it in the playlist or on the home page. And today is 12/12, so I'll be getting that short out. I'm not going to do a whole reading for something so small. Okay, let's see. Even though it's a big portal, but it can be done pretty quick. And then, of course, I'll get the cold moon readings out. You'll be seeing those real soon. This will be a collective reading for all, but I will be giving them to each sign. They do better that way than just one video, I've noticed. So here we go. This message coming out. Come on. There it is. Thank you. Okay, and the card you have coming out is the sacral chakra. So, wow, 2 chakra cards coming out. Talking about intuitively looking at what it is I truly desire for this situation. What is the situation? Taking the lead. For what it is I'm going to take the lead in. Sitting in boss mode right now, saying I'm in control of the situation. I know where I'm focusing my attention. My attention has changed from this side to this side. So I'm no longer focused on anything that gives me the 8 of Swords, or the 9 of Swords, excuse me. Anything that's going to keep me suffering in silence, keeping me in my darkest thoughts, anything that's going to, right, keep me away from places that I can be in control and shine with the sun. So definitely feeling like, you know what, this is it. This is where I need to be. What are the overall cards for the situation? Give me a couple of cards on the side. Keeping your heart chakra open. Lots of chakras, my friends. You guys are pretty balanced in your chakras. Chakras are looking well oiled, I would say, since they're considered wheels, right? Taking action for manifestation, taking action on my dreams, taking action where the magic can happen, understanding that I don't have to sit here, I can make magic happen. Bring in that sun, watching the blessings happening. The more that you stay within the lead and the more that you're more focused on this situation and not keeping yourself, you know, in the Knight of Swords energy, you know, and having someone almost like holding you prisoner within your mind. I do feel like it's someone who's just giving you a lot of heartache, or a situation that's giving you a lot of heartache. Definitely you're finding the time to shine. You see a blessing coming up. Yes, there was some lack of inner joy, but I realized I didn't get my 9 of Cups. I didn't see my dream coming through, so I'm going to really push on this happiness and find that inner happiness within myself. That's, you know, see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, having a lot of self-care. You could have been with someone who was, you know, power hungry, somebody who was very unfair, keeping you in your mind, not sure if they're coming around, giving you a lot of past thoughts, keeping you stuck in the past, keeping you in this place of nostalgia, right? But now it just feels like now you're coming up with the happy memories and the happy ideas of things that are changing your focus away from that. Oh my gosh, and quick decisions to open these doors. Daydreaming. There's that daydreaming to that happy moments, those happy ideas. Inspired to get to the limitless potentials. There's a lot of information that's coming up, whether it's through your higher self or from someone else, which could be an Aries or a Sagittarius, that is literally freeing you. But I feel like a lot of it is your higher self. These memories, these nostalgic feelings are really freeing you from this 9 of Swords. Having a better understanding as your intuition is really high right now. So it's almost like you're getting these downloads of, hey, you don't have to stay here. I'm going to bring this blessing. I'm going to allow you to shine. So I feel like the shine is the freedom. It's the Sun card. The Sun card is freedom. So freeing yourself from those situations to bring you into a place of like the sacred knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. It's literally saying it's the wisdom within. So it's like you're taking on all of this understanding right now. Okay. All of this messages, all of these things, it could be coming also from that between the 12/12 portal and the full moon, right? You're going to feel, and it could be the full moon on the 15th, that's saying, hey, this is where we're going. So I do feel like the full moon has a lot to do with it, because we're looking at the high priestess and she's holding the moon on her head. And she's saying that through intuition, there is this subconscious, right, spiritual, divine wisdom that can come through. So I do feel like whatever is hidden, it's almost like you have the key inside yourself, the wisdom within yourself to push that outward. And if you trust in yourself, I will give you this understanding, and you're finding this understanding. And it could be something that someone has said. It could be something that an Aries or a Sag comes to you and says something to you about something that pushes out that excitement, because the Page of Wands brings excitement. They bring the fire. They bring the, free-spirited understandings. So it could be something that grabs your attention and you're going, hey, this is where I want to be. And then all of a sudden that kind of like ancient wisdom within ourselves that our soul holds is then kind of coming up to the surface through your third eye, right? Through your intuition. So then all of a sudden it says, here's where the balance comes in. It says, you're like a balance. It's almost like standing on a balance beam. God, I see you standing on a balance beam. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that with the Temperance before. I mean, we see her always like tempering the waters, right? Almost to the point where she's like, is this, I'm not going to put both feet in the water yet until I know whether it's, it's a room temperature or the way I want it to be. Not too hot, not too cold scenario, the Goldilocks kind of scenario, right? But no, actually, I feel like you're on a balance beam. I literally see you standing on a balance beam and just patiently balancing yourself. Wow. That's interesting. Because this is where the purpose is, and you're saying, how is that? Give me another card. How is that? If I plant these seeds right, then I can make the sustainable results for this investment. So you're looking at the long-term view, but you're on this balancing beam going, can I do this? I can do this. I'm bringing in my manifestations. There it is. Page of Cups. This is where the happy surprise comes in. This is like you become the ultimate dreamer for the ultimate news. And then having this happy surprise coming out because you feel like, you're going to feel like you've won. You're going to feel like you got it under control. You're finally in control where you need to be in control for this whole situation. This is the craziest reading. I've had some of the craziest reading. The energies in the air are really strong. I've had some interesting readings, very cool readings, but they're really about finding the solid foundations within people right now as we're really, making our way out of 2024. It's kind of like, and where is your control? Where are you going to be? Right? How are you going to end this year? You're going to end this year by, now you're saying, I'm adapting to being on the balancing beam. I've got the balance. I got the balance. It's no longer about weighing so much your pros and cons. You're saying, I weighed the pros and cons and now I'm adapting. I've adapted to this situation. I can manage this. I'm balancing those decisions. I've got this. I got this situation under control. And adapting very well. Yeah. But it's all about the acceptance. And I'm going to sit over here as a hangman to accept that, because this is where I know through my deep insight that the new perspective that I have when I changed my focus, this is where I released what no longer served me. I'm not worried about what they're doing. I'm not worried about those challenges. I surrender, letting go, and then find that enlightenment and find that acceptance to continue to adapt to the situation so I can rest easy and plan for the future. Wow. Okay. Yep. And then there it is again, because I'm in emperor mode. So you've got this, and it's about being disciplined. The emperor is about being disciplined. It's about being focused, keeping yourself in control, keeping your stability and structure, but playing by the rules. There's like rules that have to be played, right? That have to be played. It's got a playbook. But these rules equal power, but it comes through discipline and practicality. right? So I have to be very practical about the situation. That's why you're balancing on a balancing beam. Wow, that's okay. So you have to trust your higher self. That's what you're doing. You're trusting yourself. That's where the high priestess comes in and says, you trust yourself? Well, you would trust yourself if you're standing on a balancing beam because you could fall at any moment, right? Okay. So let's see what we got over here for portals. Vortex openings. Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, and the end of a cycle. That's exactly it. I don't think there's anything really more than that because that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're shifting to this place of accepting. See, yeah, that's the next card. I am presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. And that's what you're doing with the high priestess and sitting right on top of the high priestess. Do I trust myself enough to end this cycle? To take this shift, listen to the information that's coming, maybe from this person that gets me into this area, or maybe two, and however, okay. But whatever it is, it's saying this is going to end that cycle for you, and you're going to feel very stable with the inner earth. This is where your strength and security comes in so that you can lay down those new foundations, saying this is where I'm going to be, and this will bring in the resolution that you need, right? So this is where it has to be. This is where the coming together is. Yeah, coming together for whatever your higher purpose is and doing what you need to do. And this is where the desires will come through, and this is where you're manifesting everything that you're planting seeds to is now being weaved, and it's saying, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. And you know it because you'll be in the knowing. I told you you're going to go from here to the third eye to the crown chakra, and you're going to be in the knowing. How do we know, too, that I was right? Because you have the knowing. He's enlightened. He's got the knowing going on around his head. The light around his head is this crown chakra open, saying, I have this. I have the change. I have the enlightenment. I have the acceptance, and I have surrendered to the situation, so that way I have the harmony within myself enough to have this coming together for this overall resolution to have my manifestations come through. But it was all about taking action. But the crazy thing about your action on this one is planting the seeds of understanding, where I'm moving from plan A, B, and C, right? But they're planting those seeds there. Wow. That's incredible. Incredible. Okay. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.